This is In Other News for Friday, November 11th, 2011. And In Other News brought to you by New Tech. Ta-da! Welcome to In Other News. I'm Liz Romero.
I'm Tony Wayne.
I'm Chad Johnson.
And I'm Alex Gumpel.
And this is a show where we find out what was undiscovered, the things that weren't shared.
We dig through all of the news and bring
Chad?
all of it. That's what we
Chad's
do.
The brains, man.
Yeah.
We're bringing the brains.
We've
like
seen
these two
everything,
guys.
not just the things that someone else put into the doc.
Really?
Yeah.
That's right, Chaz.
Chaz?
Thanks.
Ooh.
Thanks,
Ooh, I like
Alex
that.
Grumple.
Gundle.
Gundle.
Gundle. Yes.
Alex Gundle.
Q Rico.
I like how you're the representative from Q Rico. Q
And
Rico
obviously,
explains the
this
tweet
is a
jacket.
very, very, very alpha show.
It's a very special episode
It's
today.
a very special. Yes.
Yes.
If you haven't noticed, there's something a little different. I'm sitting in this seat. You don't hear Ayaz's glorious voice. It's actually my voice. I sound like a 12-year-old. I do apologize.
Okay, I think you're going to do great, Linda.
Oh. And yes, Ayaz is not with us today. He actually decided he wanted to become Amish. He's living with the Amish people. And we're supporting him in this. So
Yeah.
so we brought in some other talent to bring it in. And just in case you don't know who they are, we want to give them a chance to just do a little shout out. Chad, you look very anxious. I think you want to.
Who are you, Chad?
I'm Chad. I work here at TWiT with Tony, Alex, and
Linda.
Liz. Linda. I was trying to come up with fake names for everyone, but it's not possible. Yeah, and that's what I do. So
Sweet. How about
happy
you,
to fill in.
Gundle?
Oh, I'm just here.
Yes, you are, sir. Yes, you are.
We all are. We're here with you.
All right, and why don't we just get straight to it? Let's just dig right into the first story. All right, guys, prepare yourselves for the coolness factor. Chad, you're not preparing yourself.
I'm not prepared.
All right.
Let's do it. Whoa!
My God.
My iPad is in 3D.
It's like everything is
Oh!
3D. I can
All
almost
right.
reach out and touch Tony.
does-
Almost. My mouth got in your finger out of your mouth.
Oh.
I am so sorry, Ayaz. We are destroying the credibility.
Oh.
Okay, so if you haven't noticed, we're actually wearing some fantastic glasses. And the reason why we're doing this is we're actually going to talk about full HD 3D glasses. Just doing a kickoff. They're going places.
Now, where are these going?
They are going to a place where they're actually going to be having all the glasses be formatted to be the same.
That's really cool. So so there's not going to be different formats for glasses anymore.
Yeah.
So you'll just buy
in a
one
nutshell,
glass.
the super awesome glasses we are wearing right now could be just all one designs. So you could be having these worn at your friend's house, at yours. You could have them go to a theater. They'll be the same type of glasses everywhere.
And this is
Now-
assuming that you actually like 3D.
Yes,
This
I
is
love
a
3D.
yes.
That's why I got this story, people. I love it.
No,
So-
I don't like this at all, actually.
You don't? Well, I think it'd be fantastic because, one, for people who do like 3D, you're not having to, get millions of glasses. You can have your own personalized one.
Yeah.
Eventually, when other companies do this, you can get some bling bling ones. I know you want some bling bling ones. Or what would you want? Harry Potter? Would you want Harry Potter?
No.
Okay. Chad wants
Yeah,
something.
how come you don't like this, Chad?
Because if you are tied to one thing, if everyone decrees that there's only one type, that stifles all innovation. If someone comes up, if someone-
Innovation? Why would you want that?
I don't know. I
That's
mean, if someone
crazy
comes up
talk.
with an idea of completely different technology, maybe they're clear instead of tinted, or maybe there's all sorts of things you can come up with. But if everyone's
And also
decided
clean
on
glasses.
one,
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
mine are all gross. You can't change because everyone is stuck, and there's only one type of glasses.
Well, there's one type of format for the glasses, but there'll be a lot of different companies that can partake in this, and different styles. This could be a new fad coming on.
But what you're saying is, like, these glasses, say they become the standard. These are completely different technology than the active shutter glasses.
Yeah.
These are passive.
These are passive.
Okay, you know what? These are the ones that I
polarized.
got from like the first 3D movie man that I ever
Yeah.
went to. So these are little.
Yes,
These are real D. So these are
These are
circular
real.
polarized
Yeah.
glasses.
You're circular polarized.
That's one of the reasons why you can tilt your head in a real 3D movie and you don't see the weird shifting of the 3D. but they're completely different than the active glass. I don't see how this could even work. I like the idea.
Well, right now, this is from the reason why this is happening is because of Panasonic, Samsung, Sony, and X6D. Yeah.
That's I mean, it's
You're
a good
making it
idea.
happen, Kem.
Can I make a prediction here
Yes.
on the show?
Are you doing a forecast?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a forecast.
Oh, by the way, that's another show on TWiT Network.
In 5 to 10 years, we will have 3D TV that don't require glasses.
Young man.
I would agree.
That
Yeah.
sounds like
Yeah.
anarchy.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
It'll just be painted onto our eyeballs.
Oh,
Exactly. Yeah.
that sounds fantastic.
Yeah. You will
Well,
lose a little bit of eyeballs, but
A little loss of eyeballs,
Yeah.
Right.
little vision. So
Right.
I like that prediction. Do you have a
Yeah.
prediction about anything else coming
Oh,
up these
yeah,
days?
yeah. Also, you will be able to drive from San Francisco to LA in the electric car.
No, you didn't.
the
Ye-
oil
yes, I
companies
did.
won't go for that.
Well, let him explain, young man. You'll get
I
your
was,
turn.
I was sorry. I was naysaying just to naysay.
I was trying to transition into the
Yeah,
next story.
I know.
Okay.
Good segue, Tommy.
Thank you, Gumpel. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, that's your actual.
Serious show.
Yeah, so Tesla, as we all know, the world famous electric car company, they were planning on building rapid charging stations from Los Angeles, between Los Angeles and San Francisco, so you can charge halfway. And this is, I mean, they're still working on their Model S, and that's not available yet. I know our friend.
Did I read right that this is also going to be parts of? They were saying somehow about Mexico. Did I read that right?
Yeah, they did, but that's.
Who's going to be driving an electric car in Mexico?
We're getting ahead of
Mexicans?
ourselves.
Holy
Yeah.
cannoli.
Sorry.
Yeah, so Chad brought up a very good question. Why can't you just swap batteries? And you can. There's a company called Better Place, and
Yeah,
it's in
Better
the
Place
dock.
is the best.
Is it a
Yeah,
better
it's-
place?
I am in a better place right
It's
now.
better than a good place.
So-
IS is in a better place right now.
One of the
than
cool
this.
things. Sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, so Better Place, they were actually doing a test a couple years ago in Japan with these electric taxis, and they were only implemented in Tokyo, you know, the most busiest city, you know, in
Yeah.
Japan. And so what they were doing was exactly what you said was
Right.
they'll
Yeah.
drive to the station, the battery drops out from underneath the taxi, and they pop in the new one.
Right. And Better Place does a really cool, like, you might wonder, well, how do you get charged for that? Like, do they charge you the electricity that they're paying for? There's a lot of questions with that. And so Better Place is coming up with a really neat model of selling you miles instead of power. And that also allows them to do things like help the smart grid out. So if your car is connected to your charger and the electric grid starts to go down, they can pull your power from your car to help power the rest of the city. And you don't quite worry about that so much because you're not really paying for electricity. You're paying for miles as if you were paying for minutes on a cell phone.
Right. And another question you had was, how long is it going to take to charge?
Right, these
And
rapid charging stations.
I was digging around the internet. I couldn't find
There's no
figure.
answer.
There's no answer yet.
Yeah.
There's
so,
no answer.
yeah.
Because
It's harder, Tommy.
I will. But if you want to learn more about electric cars and Better Place, you can go to twit.tv/GTT24. And that's the episode we did, Green Tech Today, where we went to Better Place and we talked to them about
Oh,
their
that's really
technology.
cool.
Nice
And they are
job.
they're actually working on implementing this in San Francisco.
That's
So-
exciting.
So,
I would totally buy a Better Place car.
Electric taxis in
So
San
do
Francisco.
you find this exciting? Do you find other things exciting in life?
I do. I find television and cord cutting exciting.
Ooh.
Just
And
electric
we
cars
have
and
a show
those
about
two
cord
things.
cutting. It's
We
called Frame
do.
Rate too.
Frame
we keep
Rate.
going there.
Shout out to Frame Rate.
Yeah.
Great show. They rate the frames, as they call it. So cord cutters can sort of rejoice. Boxy Box, a well-known peripheral for your television, is getting a new dongle that you can plug in. Don't you just
Boxy
love
Boxy
dongles? Dongles are the best. And you can plug it into your Boxy Box, and you get over-the-air TV. So it's a TV tuner. And this works within the Boxy Box interface. And you can kind of watch the setup of this. It will ask your location so that it gets all of your show information, and then you can watch over-the-air television through your Boxy Box. Really interesting, really simple. Do you think do any of you watch over-the-air television? Is this something that?
Well, first off, how many of you are Cord cutters.
Cord cutter?
I'm not a cord cutter.
I'm a cord cutter.
You are.
I know. Yeah, I was born a cord cutter. I've never bought a cable, ever.
Oh,
yeah.
out of the womb cord cutter.
Yeah, I could actually use this. I'm actually renting a cable box from Comcast right now,
Oh.
so I can watch over the air.
Yeah,
How about you, Alex?
Video
Are you
doesn't seem to be working.
enticed by this?
No.
No enticing.
No,
You don't like the design of the boxy box? The whole
You don't like boxes?
It's too off kilter
missing
right now.
the
Yeah.
corner.
it's too melting into the floor.
It's cool. It's melting.
And what's in the same vein as this, Dish is in talks to have kind of a television network or their Dish network over the internet. So instead of trying to go find your shows a la carte, you can sign up for this Dish plan and get all the benefits of Dish just over the internet. And that's exciting. It's like both of these things, the dongle and the Dish network, feel like gateway drugs into cord cutting.
Gateway. What are you promoting, sir?
I'm not. I'm promoting the cord cutting, cutting of the cords. And so, a grandmother or, some, I don't know why grandmothers can never figure out cord cutting, but they can do something like this to sort of understand you can get content from other places. You don't have to go within major networks. There's a lot of other options out there. And some of these boxy boxes with TV Tuner or Dish Network over the internet are some alternatives for those people.
So, I mean, do you think this is kind of like for lazy cord cutters?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, but
box
aren't
for
we all
everything?
lazy?
I mean, I
Raise your hands. Hi. Yeah. Sorry,
I mean,
Jeff.
I'm going to, ABC, CBS, or NBC.com, and I'm watching the shows. I mean, granted, you're watching a day late,
Right.
but I mean, they are on there. I mean,
I used to do that with
that's
Heroes.
one way to.
And that's sort of what
Yeah.
Boxy Box was originally supposed to do, is combine all those.
Yeah.
Just like all the other set-top boxes.
Yeah, I remember I
Roku.
signed up for the beta, and I never downloaded it, but
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Now
I
they have a
said
box.
Boxy Box. I mean,
Yeah.
just Boxy.
Oh,
Boxy in
sorry.
general was supposed to do that.
I think the box is too boxy.
It's very boxy. But, if you don't like the boxiness, you can just put the Boxy software on anything.
you know what else
It's
is really
boxy
boxy though?
Yeah. Boxy is now doing hardware, but they started off in
That was
software.
about to be
You know, we
very
got a big
nice.
box
It's
in our
that they
basement
kept going, Tony. I
that does
like your
magical
style, though.
things.
Really? Tell us more about this box.
Come on, Liz.
Okay, well,
I
he
mean,
actually
Linda?
had a great transition. But this episode of Ion is actually brought to you by New Tech. Yes, we actually use this even on the road. That's how essential this is to our well-being
We
here.
use it all the time.
We-
We
yeah.
couldn't do anything without it.
It runs in our blood. Yeah,
It runs in the basement, actually.
that'll work
Yeah.
too. Yes,
But
but
on your blood.
so actually,
Our
every
blood.
single one of us
Yours.
TDs eventually some type of show. We all use this. It's something where it's easy to use. Even I can use it. That's how child-friendly it is.
Right.
It is.
It is fantastical. And I think you have some type of demo because you're the New Tech master. You're kind of the Jedi master of the New Tech, right?
Sure. So if our director, Mr. Hal Grooney here, would press the DSK2 button, and oh no, see, okay, got to go to the other tab on the Vid Blaster machine. There's on the Vid Blaster machine on your left there. See, go to the tab that I
This
opened
is
up.
Alpha.
So, yeah,
this
that-
normally be much more well
inside of a-
researched.
There, go full screen.
Inside
then
of
hit the button.
inside of a profile, they allow you to have like multiple pages of settings.
Different layers.
Yeah,
of
different
info.
layers, yeah.
And then also we actually are having a green screen, which is in the background. That is something where
Yeah, you can
New Tech
key
allows
things
you.
out.
Yeah, you can key things in. This thing is versatile beyond all belief. It really allows you to just, if you're someplace like us where we don't want to be a TV station, but we want to have the same quality and explosions, things like that. This allows us to do this. We actually travel with it. It goes with us to NAB, CES. We have to have this to survive, and it's fantastic.
It
right?
allows you to
I
have an
agree.
entire television truck in the space of a normal
It's a little bit
computer.
bigger. It's a little bit-
Well, it's big. It fits in a rack. It's
Yeah.
made to fit in a rack.
Oh yeah.
And then Alex is actually going to do a demonstration for us.
And in the meantime, while he's going up there, you could actually go to newtech.com to see their demo video and see how easy it is to set up.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot to learn how to use it. It's really, I mean, you can get a control service
Right.
for it, and
Yeah,
you know.
and
I
as
mean,
they,
it took
as
us
they
all-
say, this magical box is a 24-channel system that everybody makes TV shows magic.
Everyone in the podcasting world should use one,
yeah.
even if you don't.
I mean, if you're doing video,
Alex.
Alex.
Oh. See, it's like he's still here with me.
Oh, thanks for getting up there, Alex.
Thank
That was
you.
great. And how's Jeff and,
Jeff's
Tony
there.
are
And
both
Tony,
there?
Tony, how are you in the place
Oh,
at
hello.
two times?
That's the magic of
I know,
TriCaster.
That is the magic of TriCaster.
It's
Wow,
crazy.
it's like you're talking, except I can't hear you. Or
It's
can
really
they hear
good.
you?
And see how it's like moving all around?
Oh my God!
Look at that.
I've got
Oh,
magic
look,
hands.
I've duplicated onto Liz
Magic
and
hands.
merged
Yeah.
with her.
Oh, he's got magic hands. They're fantastic.
It's so
See,
easy.
Jeff
even
figured
Jeff
it out.
can do it.
Jeff figured it out.
It's
Oh,
a Brian.
And now there's Brian. And now there's Jeff. This is great.
We got
Look at
like
all
8
of that.
video
Look at all the
inputs.
capabilities.
So that's how you know
of
so
TriCaster.
everything
simple.
that it has.
Yeah, so you don't even need to have a control
There's a Tony
surface.
again.
You can
Oh
have,
my. Oh.
you know, you can do everything on the screen, or you can
Or you can black it out.
change
Do
everything on the
anything.
fly.
That's great. It's almost as
Oh,
good.
there's our director right there.
Yeah, there's Jeff in
There's
play.
Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff. Why say Twert? Okay, well, thank you, New Tech, for sponsoring this. When we're not in alpha, that will be very professional.
It'll be even better at.
It'll be even better. Even more up to mark than that. Alex, are you excited about anything these days?
Oh, I'm very excited about this news that isn't very exciting that came out of the Microsoft camp.
Not exciting?
So the Windows Phone, which I'm a big fan and user of.
Oh, do tell.
So how that worked with, because they when they were first developing it, they didn't really, because they're not making the handsets themselves like Apple, and so they didn't really want to go the Android route and have a big unorganized mess of stuff. So they made these baseline requirements for all the hardware, and like there's certain things like all the phones will have these specific hardware buttons and have a dual thing camera button on this side, and has certain requirements like a 5 megapixel camera. Every phone has to have at least 5 megapixel camera on it, and all this other stuff. Well, apparently they've dropped that camera requirement, so now there can be Windows phones with no camera. Isn't that exciting?
I want a phone without a camera. I never use the camera on my phone.
I mean, if you work in.
No, this
you know,
is just
like
a
court or
front-facing
something.
camera.
No,
No,
this has
camera.
nothing to do with front-facing camera.
Oh,
So
wow.
they had the Mango
So-
software update now supports a front-facing camera if that's in there, but now they took out the requirement for any camera, so you can have a cameraless phone.
Right.
Stop looking so worried, Chaz.
I mean, I'm very worried about this. Now, and I'm not actually worried about
You're-
this.
what-
I think it's great.
I'm concerned.
Why do you think it's so great?
They can. There's a lot of form factors that Windows Phone probably hasn't thought of. We have a story coming up next that might be something like it. They could build it. They could build Windows Phone 7 into tablets that don't have. Well, I guess you wouldn't do that. You just put normal Windows Phone on a tablet,
IS
or
brings up
Windows
the-
7 on a
Windows 8.
tablet. 8
And-
on a
Windows
tablet.
8 next.
So
And
many
IS
Windows.
actually brings up the point that this diminishes the Windows Phone as a premium OS. What are your thoughts on that?
So I'm concerned because I think Alex, we talked about this a while back, and you were saying how there's no cheap Windows Phone because they all have a 5 megapixel camera. They all have 1 gigahertz processor.
Yeah, right.
And,
The 1 gigahertz net
right.
processor
And so
was
now
one
they
of those
dropped the
requirements.
standard. You're gonna get a crap load of crap phones.
Well,
I think
but,
they're dropping the standard so Nokia can make really bad phones.
but I think it's not for necessarily like this market. I think it's more for
Right.
Other emerging markets that
right.
need cheaper phones.
Right.
Or for also, there's another point here that's about for corporate environments, like or government kind of things, where like ultra high security things, and if you have a corporate controlled phone network of Windows phones, because like all companies should,
right.
Maybe you don't want your employees having these cameras that can take secret pictures of secret stuff.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Actually, those
We're talking
Would
about
they
espionage?
end up using Windows Phone 7 at Apple? Probably.
exactly. If
Yeah.
Apple was to use Windows phones, they got super secret stuff in there, and they don't
then they
want that
can't
stuff
even
are
out.
take
talking about
pictures. It's not
espionage.
Now
even
they can't take
possible
pictures,
to take
so
pictures.
that's that's just plus.
Yeah.
Well, I do know some people that they really can't afford like
Yeah.
certain phones. They just can't, but they want to have the smartphone. They want to have like certain apps. They want to be able to do that, but they just can't afford it. So
Yeah.
this means that, you know, it will be a lot, the technology will be open to more people. I like it. Doesn't mean I'll use it, but I definitely do like how this is available now.
Yeah.
I would like to hope that it's a step in the right direction.
Do you?
Yeah.
Step in the
I think
right
they're
It's a-
trying to capture the market.
It's I think part of it
Right.
is also just it will allow them for making cheaper phones, but allow it so there can be more Windows phones just in general
Right.
in the world.
No, but as a Windows Phone user, do you want that? I mean, you were
Me personally, no. I need a camera on my phone.
right, but and you were also like, well, I don't want just like you were hitting on Android. It's like, well, they didn't just want all these phones that Android just came out with all.
Wait,
these
Yeah,
you
so
guys
they
are
kind of
hitting on
backed down
Android?
on
Right.
their original stance a little bit, but
Right.
Speaking of Android,
Yeah.
we actually have for the last story for this episode is about Whim. This is something that I'm excited about. I don't have the money for it, but I am excited about it. It's actually, and you're super Android lover, so I'm going to definitely need your intake on this.
Yeah.
But this is actually, it's basically just this. It's not just an iPod. This is not just a little iPod where Tony's watch, you know, which he has, is the same thing, which he actually wore today, which would have been awesome for last show. It has everything. It's touchscreen. You have different modes. It's a complete Android device.
It's
fantastic.
it's a tiny computer. And so you can see it in the form factor of this watch right here. But you could put it into your car door. You could put it next to your home door, like it could be or inside of a refrigerator. You can use it all over. Now it works perfectly as a watch, so they're showing it off as a watch. And there's all sorts of, you know, and it's a little. I'd like to think that it's powerful enough to easily, you know, run all these apps.
This is something
charging.
personally I would love to have us be able to do a review. I want to
Oh,
get
yeah.
my hands on it. I want to, like, all about Android. Another great show on the TWiT network.
Right.
I would love to be able to see what limitations this has, what it really can do. Because right now it looks great, but obviously we won't know till we get it
Yeah.
in our hands.
We
Anyone
actually got to see this at the Android Open when All About Android was there. And it was really neat. What's funny is this one tile system that they're showing off, where you have just one tile of apps, one line of apps, and you go through it. We were actually looking at that before they announced the new iPod Nanos that actually only do the one tile. Like originally, the Nanos had 4 icons, and you'd flip between pages.
Now you can have
Well,
both.
let's actually get to
No. Oh,
Tony
yeah,
Shot. So
yeah.
he
Yeah, you can
actually has an iPod Watch. So there should be an overhead
Well, yeah. So the
shot.
new, it's okay. So the new, I think it's iOS 1.01 or 1.1 for the Nano. So you can actually have one
row,
icon
yeah.
or two,
Yeah.
or 4.
But I remember seeing the Whim before they allowed that on
Right.
the and so if anyone's like, it looks like a knockoff, I
So the
remember
Whim
seeing it before
is
they announced.
$299. How much was yours, Tony?
149.
$149. So we have $299 and $149.
Now the Whim has some built-in
Yeah,
functions.
you don't want to compare the. I mean, everybody will be comparing them, but they're
well, they
really,
will initially, so that's why I
Right.
addressed
Yeah.
that part, and then
So the Whim even has built-in things that like GPS, which they don't have turned on, I hear, but it's in there.
Wi-Fi,
They have
Bluetooth.
Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, right?
Yeah.
And so one of the really neat things that they did at the Android Open was the guy got a phone call, and he looked at his watch, and it showed the name of who was calling, and he could hit decline, or he could pick up his phone and answer it.
that is great.
Right.
I like to decline
Isn't that
calls.
really
I
neat?
love it.
Communicator watches.
Yeah,
It meshed extremely well. And I was actually really surprised to see them announce this, because when they were talking to us at the Android Open, they were talking about rebranding these watches, that they weren't actually going to sell them, that they were going to sell them to Nike
Right. So
or
they
to
just own
Puma.
them, yeah.
Right. They just own them, and they'll resell them. So I was actually really
They have the
surprised that
technology.
that they announced it. I would assume that they'd wait for Puma to
Could I
announce
be
it.
Debbie Downer for a second?
Yeah.
Yes,
You're
you
always
may.
Debbie
So,
Downer.
Curtis B in the chat room mentioned, what's the battery life? It's gonna be pretty bad. I mean, with the Wi-Fi built in and Bluetooth.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be an issue. I know Sony has a live view out that came out last year, and I really, really want to get one because I love watches. And
You're a collector.
the battery life was, I think every single review I read, it said, will not last a day.
Will not last
Yeah,
a
it needs
day.
it needs to last
Right.
a day.
So
It needs to
Wow.
last
it doesn't
10
last
hours.
a day, it's going to be an issue.
But this
Yeah.
is also the first one. This is the first.
Yeah, like Fossil actually announced one, but they kind of delayed it.
Yeah.
And so we're not really sure why. I mean, maybe there's issues. And I mean, we have to wait and see how many developers actually pick this up
Yeah.
and use it. Because
I'm excited about it, and I'll be perfectly honest. If this was to come out right now for $299, I'm not gonna buy one.
yeah,
But I'm excited for where the technology is going. I'm excited that they're building in a lot of integration with, using open, sort of open protocols like Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, so you can get features that will connect, and it's based on Android, so Android will be able to talk to Android. I'm really, after seeing their demonstration, I was like, wow, I would really like to see that actually built into the Nano. Like, could your Nano talk to your iPhone and do that same functionality?
What pricing would this have to be for you to get it?
It'd have to be around $100.
Around $100.
$100,
Okay.
And that'll take, Moore's law says that will take 4 years.
Okay. Well,
Right,
normally this is
probably.
only a half an hour show. We've obviously got a lot of energy
Oh,
going.
sorry.
well,
So-
we're a bigger panel this week. so.
Bigger panel.
Yeah.
Yes. Normally it's like this, but today. Yes, Ion, it exploded.
It exploded.
It exploded. But we do definitely have an email. We do have a phone number. Obviously, we ran a little over, so we'll probably take some calls, maybe more post-show as we did last time. So if you'd like to call, let us know what you thought about the stories. Just chat with us. I will talk in my professional voice, as I say. I can sound professional.
You can call us
can.
at
Yes.
321-226-8437.
You can call us at 321-22-OTHER for our audio listeners. And also our email is iontwit@gmail.com.
iontwit@gmail.
My God, we have a call. On that note, we're going to say have a great day, and that does it for us. Will you stop it, young man?
It wasn't me.
If there's a story you think you should get in the spotlight, please email us at iontwit@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail at 321-22-OTHER. Until next week, keep your eye on the show, and we're going to start answering calls. Thanks,
the
guys. Okay. Doing
Getting it.
stuff.
That's so awesome.
Cats are like humans.
Ah!
Smart.